how to blow up your pipeline, how to get more deals. And my intention is to show you some strategies that you guys can implement immediately that will help you and bring in more money for you and your families. And ideally, if you're able to close some deals quicker, that'll help you get some more personal time on your hands as well. So everything that I've taught here is all from a guy named Grant Cardone. Raise your hand if you've heard of the name Grant Cardone before. Okay, bunch of people. Okay, good. So just so you know, Grant's widely considered to be the #1 sales expert on the planet. Everything that I'm learning today, or excuse me, teaching today that you'll be learning is from him. My story is that I actually, so this is our office here in Vancouver, Canada. Okay, so I actually worked for the Ottawa Senators. It's an NHL team. If you guys follow sports, the NHL is a league where they play hockey. It is not football, I apologize. But I was working for them, and during their worst season in their history, I actually studied Grant Cardone University, and I increased my sales by 83%, changed my life, opened my mind, and here I am today. So you don't care about that. What you care is, how can you help me make money? So let's get to it. You want deals, and everyone write this down. You got to start with, who do I call? Who do I call? Okay, you guys probably have a Rolodex, a modern day Rolodex, not the old one. Whoever actually had a Rolodex, like a real Rolodex. I'm too young for that.
We're not admitting our ages on here.
Yeah, there you go. So you got to find out, who do I call? Okay, first one, referrals. That's an obvious one. That's like probably the biggest one in insurance, right? Referrals. We're going to talk about how to ask for a referral. Okay. By the way, how often do you do that? Like, some people, they refrain from asking for the referral because they don't know how to make the referral call. The power base. Who can tell me what the power base is?
Power base is, you've got the ripple effect, right? So your power base is basically the people that you grew up with, the folks in your hometown, the people that you have relationships with.
Yep.
But your power base can actually extend further than that based off referrals. So there's a few things there from the 10X.
Yeah, there you go. So write that down for anyone who's never heard of that before. Power base. That was the perfect answer, Josh. Okay, your network. Yeah, Ricky. Okay, so friends, family, people in your network, even the guy that beat you up in high school. Okay, people part of your church, your flag football team, your neighbors. By the way, we were taught, don't mix business with family. Okay, who's ever taught that when they were young? Who has ever taught that? Don't mix business and family. Okay, who when they were young was taught, do not talk to strangers? Who's taught that? So imagine that. Don't mix business with friends or family, and don't talk to strangers. Who am I left with? Sell myself. Right? So we have all these broken ideas. You should, if you can't lean on a family member, if you can't lean on your neighbor, your friend, who can you lean on? Okay, power base, past customers, great tool. People I do business with. You know, everyone here buys stuff, right? You bought furniture, you bought a car. This is probably one you guys didn't think of, right? Okay, I want you guys to do this exercise tonight. If you can't think of a list of who you do business with, I want you to go to your bank account, open up your credit card statement, and I want you to look at all the items on there. Car, what else do you buy? Furniture, the moving company, rep that you dealt with when you moved to Oklahoma, right? The traffic cop that you wave hi to every day on the 5-hour commute. Dude, anyone that you do business with. Okay, LinkedIn, great source, great source. If you guys follow me on LinkedIn, and I'll give my contact, or you just look me up. I'm constantly posting on LinkedIn because my potential customers will like and comment, and they'll get reality on me. And it's a great source to use. And then a key one, especially for you guys, is champions. Who would that be for you guys? People that can help sell for you.
That could be CPAs, loan officers, anybody who would be in contact with people, you know, that are in need of our services.
Your own customers.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Dude, write
Little
this
Miss
down.
Betty sends me tons of stuff every time she goes to the hair salon because she got nothing to do except brag about me. So, it's a good thing.
You want champions, right? So one of our philosophies at Grant Cardone is service is senior to selling. I want to provide such tremendous service and value to people, right? Like Trout, like he arranged this today to provide value to you guys. He didn't have to do that. You guys, he's probably busy. Like the same way that you guys go out of your way to do stuff for people, like that notion, like if you truly provide a great service and you really get people to be raving fans for you, like they will sell for you. But you also have to know, like, okay, great, you have some of those people already maybe, but how do I actually reach out to them? So I'm gonna teach you guys how to actually reach out cold. Now, who here loves the idea of scripts? Raise your hand if you love scripts. Let's go through. 0 people. Tim's like, meh, I don't know. Ricky, my man. Ricky's super freak. I like it. Okay. Most people don't like scripts. So today I will not be going through a script. Woo, relief. Okay. Ricky's disappointed. Regina's disappointed. Me. Okay. But I will give you guys what's called a word track, a thing to say, some different ideas that you could incorporate into what you say. And the goal is that you don't sound like, this is why people don't like scripts, because it's like, hello, Ricky, this is Ryan here calling. I XYZ, blah, blah, blah. I sound like a robot. I sound like I'm reading a script. You want to hang up on me, and you're about to hang up on me. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. The idea is that you sound like you. I'm just going to give you guys some things to say that will help you out. Okay, the greeting, super important. Now I want you to think with, maybe you're calling one of these people, right? Maybe someone came across your LinkedIn. You had someone in common, right? Maybe it was a referral. Okay, so the reason you're calling, the context is going to be different from call to call, but I want you guys to write these down. So this is the typical greeting. Hey, John, it's Ryan here, Horizon. How's everything? How's it going? Now, here's the problem with this. When you guys get a call, when you get sold from a salesperson and you hear someone, let's say it's like, hello, it's John here with Verizon. Hey, Josh. Hey, Matt. Hey, Sean. Hey, Joanne. How you doing? What immediately do you think?
What do you want?
Yeah, what do you want?
What do you want? Right, sales call, cold caller, pitch. Okay. And then you're like, dude, what does your brain go? It's like fight or flight. It's like, I got to get out of here, right? Because, and I'm just checking the chat here as you guys find the red X button. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Click. I need to get out of here, right? Okay. And the reason, I want you guys to think about why that is. The reason is because you know that if it's some scripted sales call, they're going to be in there with their 15-minute long script, and you're going to be listening to some robotic scripted pitch for the next 15 minutes. And meanwhile, you're in the middle of something and you do not have time. Now, I want you guys to think with this. If there was a law, a universal law, that any call, any pitch had to be 9 seconds and was not allowed to go, you'd be thrown in jail if it was 10 seconds or more. Would you listen to the pitch? Hell yeah, right? Why not?
Of
So the
course.
real objection, yeah, the real objection is, dude, this person's going to waste my time with something I have zero interest in. So they say, hey, how's everything? How's it going? Would immediately you say, you're like, hey, listen, I'm good. Send me an email. I gotta go. Hey, no, thank you. I get an email. What do you guys get when you get a call? Do you guys ever get rejection on a cold call?
Oh,
Reaching
yeah.
out cold?
Oh, yeah. Every day.
Every day, right? By the way, little side tip. If you have a warm call, right? Someone you, let's say, meet at turkey dinner, right? A friend of a friend. Oh yeah, you have a bit. Okay, maybe we'll link up soon, and then it's the next Tuesday, right? Always treat warm calls as cold. Okay, write that warning. Just put that in stars, right? Who's ever had the experience where you're like, oh, it's a friend of a friend. I like met them a few weeks ago. Like, this will be easy. We'll chill out, we'll talk. And then all of a sudden they're like, wait, sorry, who, what? Listen, man, I don't really have a lot of, and you're like, whoa, you're like thrown off. Who's ever had that happen to them? Raise their hand. Raise your hand. See it. Oh, okay, good. Misty, yeah. So that's a key thing, is like, you got to stay on your game. You got to treat all leads as if they're cold. You could call your own sister or brother and it could be cold, right? That's why I'm calling it this. So here's the proper greeting. Hey, John, it's Ryan here, Horizon. I probably caught you in the middle of something, so I'll keep this quick. Is that okay? By the way, you could change this out for, hey, you're probably right in the middle of something, so I'll keep this super quick. Is that cool? It doesn't have to be word for word, right? But you want to address time. Don't say you're busy. Everyone says that. That's too generic.
That's
I
interesting.
probably caught you.
I was going to say, it's interesting that you say that. There's one of the guys in this call does this, and it works out brilliantly. You know, for me, time is the most important thing that I have. And at the beginning of every single phone call with this person, they always say, hey, I want to be respectful of your time. And, you know, I understand you're busy, you know, something like that. And immediately my first response is, no, we're good. You know, that's fine. Just hearing that appreciation for my time. And they end up sometimes being some of the longest phone calls I end up on, but it really does work.
Yeah, I personally, I acknowledge that they probably have a ton of work to do, and then I say I do too. And I think it's similar to what you're describing. I think it makes people, their defensiveness goes away. It puts a value on their time. It puts a value on your own time, and it lets them know that the call is going to be short. So right off the gate, we have that out of the way. And I think that's kind of similar to what you're saying here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. Basically, it's, you want to acknowledge their reality and you want to initiate any objection. Write that down. Grant Cardone's approach: initiate all objections. Most salespeople, when they get objections like, oh no, we don't have time, we don't have money, they're like, oh, the customer's cheap, it's the customer's fault. I take full responsibility for all objections, and I take such a high level of responsibility that, like, even if an objection comes up, that's my fault because I didn't handle that first.
I think it's important
Right?
too that in the greeting, you either get your first yes and get them on that yes track, or you're done. So you're not wasting
Yep.
their time, because you can
Yep.
waste your time with a whole lot of jibber jabber and trying to play nice when they're just like, oh no, I've been with my guy for like 30 years and I don't want to, you know, and then you wasted 10 minutes when you could have put in another 30 calls.
Yep. And by the way, there's an objection handle for that. And maybe we'll talk about that at this time. But yeah, 100% set the expectations. They're always like 95% of the time, they're going to say either yes or yes. Who is this? Okay. So reason for the call, right? To be frank, you know, saw you on LinkedIn, saw you had this mutual connection with Bob Smith, you know, or maybe, hey, you know, so-and-so gave me your name, referral call, like whatever the context is, you need to make them feel like the call's for them. And this is, what objection is this initiating? Where do you get my name from? Why are you calling me? If you ever get that. So watch this. This whole structure, it's not really a script. It's just different parts, different things to say, right? This whole thing is designed to eliminate any possible objection. So you're just moving smoothly through the call, and they're like, wow, this person actually understands me, right? So I'm going to tell them where their name is. I'm going to insert my big claim, right? So you guys have a pitch. I'm not going to mess with that. You guys know what that is. Okay. Now, step number 3, agreeable statements. This is where I'm gonna eliminate. So now I set my big claim, my hook, right? We do this for you. We could do that for you. Now I'm gonna withdraw, and again, I'm gonna initiate more objections, because once I set a hook, they might say, yeah, we're already working with someone, I'm good, you know, and I'm going to acknowledge all that. So, hey, John, I just wanted to acknowledge, look, this is a complete cold call. Okay. And I would not expect you to spend a bunch of time on the phone with somebody who just called you out of the blue. Okay. And I'm guessing when you picked up the phone, you probably weren't thinking about insurance, were you? You know, or you're probably already covered. Like, I'm going to bring up what I usually hear. You guys could screenshot this if you want, or take a screen or just write it down. These are just some general ideas, but I want to bring up the thing that I always hear. Next step, I want to qualify. Right? Do you guys have qualifying questions that you ask?
Yep.
Good. So you know what those are. Again, this is not a script. I'm not showing you guys a script. This is just a structure. Then I go for the appointment. Now, ideally, in today's age, I'm going to try and book a Zoom where I actually see people. In person is the best way to sell. We all know that. So if you could set an in-person appointment, that's even better. Okay, when's the best time where we could meet? And what you're actually going to do, and this is a great tip if you want to create urgency, is you want to go for the now appointment. It's called the now appointment. Everyone write that down, the now appointment. So when's best to meet? Do you actually have some time? If I can make time, do you actually have some time right now? Okay, why do I want to offer the now appointment? Who knows?
Well, that's your best opportunity when you have somebody there that you're talking to.
That's the first reason.
It's that,
You
and
have captive
they're,
audience. Yeah.
well, they're priority one to you. You know, that you will put everything on hold for them because you're about doing whatever it takes to earn their business.
Exactly. That's reason number two. You guys are so good, man. Trout told me you guys are good, but you guys are a great audience, man. This is actually fun. Bird in hand. Nice. I think that's a hunting reference, but I don't go hunting often enough. Okay, so this is where like, you know, think about it. Even if you can't, like, let's say like you literally have a doctor's appointment with your kid and you're leaving in 10 minutes. You're going to say, hey, if I could make time, do you actually have some time right now? You said if. And they're like, even if they take you up on it, most of the time they won't. They'll be like, well, actually, could we do like tomorrow or something, right? Let's say they say, well, I can make some time right now, and then you could be like, okay, let me just check my calendar. Oh shoot, you know what? I'm leaving in 10 minutes. Hey, could we do this in like 2 hours, right? But I'm showing that I'm urgent. I'm showing that I'm there. I'm responsive. You know, dude, if I want the answer to something, okay, I type it in Google, and it shows up how quickly? 0.55 seconds. That's what you're competing with. You like, speed is service, right? Like, what is the answer to random question that I'm asking, right? 0.66 seconds, right? So you want to show like, hey, I'm going to be there for you, because that's what people are used to and that's what they want, especially if they're a millennial. They want it all right now. They want it all yesterday. Okay, I'm going to send the calendar invite on a Zoom. So ideally I'm on a headset like Matt, and I'm going to send it in real time as I'm talking. Why? Again, that shows urgency. It shows speed. It pops up, right? So perfect. I'm going to send you a calendar invite for tomorrow at 2 p.m. with a link to a Zoom meeting. Are you familiar with Zoom meeting? Sounds like a redundant question. I've had a lot of people that I send them the Zoom link, and on the day of the appointment, they're like, what is Zoom? How does this work? What's happening? This won't download. Who's ever had that happen to them? Tim's smiling. Okay, so just in case. Okay, so, and then I'm going to send that to them, and then I'm going to ask this: decision maker / influencer, who else needs to be in the meeting in order for you to make a decision? What do they usually say? Just me. By the way, back up, actually, let's back up. Why do I want to ask this question? Who's ever actually had someone say, I need to talk to the husband, need to talk to the wife at the end of your pitch?
All the time.
All the time.
Pretty universal.
Now let me ask you this. Let's say the husband was on the call. Is it even possible for them to give you that objection?
No.
No, they're there. Hold on,
You-
my
you-
husband needs to see this.
You might get the we need to talk about it kind of thing every once in a while with that, but it's a lot harder for them to back out of it.
Yeah, exactly. The only reason, or one of the main reasons, you might still get that, but like one of the main reasons, if they're alone and they're like, I need to talk to my husband about it, it's like the husband didn't see the value yet. So she knows that she can't just be like, here's the price tag, let's do it. He's going to be like, what is this? Right? At least if they're both there, they could see the value. But here's the deal, especially for men, like men are, we're a unique bunch. You know, we get this, I don't need directions. We get this like pride thing where there's going to be like, just me. Right? Who's ever heard that from a customer? Oh, I don't need the wife. I don't need anyone else. I am the decision maker. And that is who I am, the one who decides all, just me.
You know,
Now,
honestly, I was going to say one of the things that always works for me with that, especially if I'm talking to a man, you know, not that I've talked to plenty of women, it would work too, but I actually say, you know, hey, I'd prefer, you know, you take this and you discuss this, I don't know, with your spouse or partner or whatever like that. And usually the arrogance comes back and they say, no, I'm good. I can make the decision. And that diffuses it as well. And so kind of that, you know, reverse, it's never a bad thing, especially with what we're doing at Horizon. It's a long cultivation and we want to be respectful because it is a big decision, but you know, when it comes down to it, it works one of two ways. They either go and discuss it, or you're granting them the grace to do that, but it totally diffuses that for me.
Yeah. So basically, after that point where you get like, oh no, it's just me, I am the decision maker. Like usually when they say I am the decision maker, it actually means the exact opposite. Right? Because think about it. Why would you need to be all proud and defensive and I am the decision maker? If you truly decided things, you'd be like, yeah, maybe I want to include their opinion. Right? So that's what we find is it's always usually the opposite. If you talk to someone who's like, nah, put them on it, they'll deal with it. No, it's not me. That's usually the decision maker. It's the exact opposite. Right? It's weird. It's weird how as humans we're very opposite. If you've ever been in a relationship, someone said nothing's wrong. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. So just understand when they're like just me, like don't just take that at face value. I'm gonna ask again. I'm gonna get an answer to my question, but I'm not gonna be confrontational. Grant Cardone and what we teach is not about being confrontational with people. It's about agreeing with people, seeing their point of view. Right? So for sure, I could totally tell you're the decision maker, right? I'm agreeing. Usually someone like you likes to get the support of someone else just to make them feel good. Who would that be? That's a great word track. You could screenshot that, copy that, write that down. Texting, where can I text you a confirmation? If you text during a conversation, this is a really good follow-up trick. It has a really profound effect on the buyer. I remember the first time a salesperson called me, or actually I called them, but they texted me mid-conversation. I was like, wow, I was blown away. Where can I text you a confirmation? Text them, like we have like digital business cards. It's basically like a picture of a business card. You could text them information, text them a picture, right? And then I want to lock close. Is there any reason short of, and you could say something funny. Like if I'm calling Daniel, I might be, hey, is there any reason short of you being stuck in 5 more hours of traffic that you would not be able to make that appointment at 5 p.m. on Thursday? You know, or is there any reason short of, you know, 18 earthquakes in a row in Oklahoma? It's a lot of earthquakes in Oklahoma, right? I'm making Nicole feel bad now. She's
It's
like,
all
oh, damn it.
tornadoes, but I actually was
tornadoes,
thinking,
tornadoes.
Short of Trout crying over the Lions losing because they're the worst football team ever, hopefully he can still make the appointment.
Oh, cutting deep, cutting deep. Wow. So yeah, make it funny, you know? And like, is there any reason you would not be able to make that appointment? And the reason you want to ask this is because sometimes people just say yes because people are nice. You know, people are nice people. Yeah, I could be tomorrow at 2 p.m., but they're not actually checking their calendar. So you ask this question, they're like, oh, hold on, let me actually double check. Oh, shoot, I have this. Could we actually do this time? So you want to lock the appointment down. And then I usually leave a diffusing statement at the end. If this doesn't seem like a no-brainer, once we meet, that's a typo, once we meet, I won't even ask for your business. Right? So I'm going to take the pressure off. Hey, listen, if it's not, and it's true, by the way, if it's not a no-brainer for them, you don't want them to say yes. You want to sell them so much that it's a no-brainer, and they say yes. Okay. Now we have